Okay, guys, so I realized that in speaking with Eric last night about the files on the case that I have from Weld County, that we looked at these photos in a live when they first came out. It was May 22nd, I believe, around that the time they were released to the Discovery, and it was shortly after that. But they weren't in their own place. And so, in trying to create the facts for this case for people studying it and want to see it, I decided we needed a separate video for this. These are the pictures when Chris and Nicole Kessinger went on a trip at the end of July, right before he was going to go to North Carolina to reunite with his wife and his pregnant wife and his 2 young daughters. They took this trip out. And this is when Chris, she mentions that he didn't know how to build a fire. She mentions to investigators later, which the investigator found interesting, and she did as well as myself and many others, because a North Carolina country boy, and I believe, wasn't he in Boy Scouts? Didn't Cindy say he was a Boy Scout? Should know, how to build a fire. I can't even imagine not knowing how to build a fire. And I lived in the country just for the summer, and and we all knew how to do it. And especially being a young man and not knowing how, that's just a basic survival skill. I taught my kids to build fires early. That always baffles me. Even if they didn't have a fireplace in their home, a campfire in the backyard, or, if they went camping. Okay. So that was, yes, very strange. So they went on, the sand dunes, and there were pictures of the tent. I wonder if he had ever pitched a tent before, truthfully. I'm surprised she didn't mention that. I would imagine if he's never built a fire, he's probably never pitched a tent. And even when you say build a fire, did he ever build a fire in a fireplace? I don't know. It just seems really strange to me. So I'm sure he could have Googled it like he did his feelings and tried to find it. But yeah, these are the pictures from when they went away. Now, a few of them had been released prior to this making it to the Discovery. You might recognize a couple of the photos of them from the news reports that just a few of them were released. But then these were found on his secret calculator app on his phone. And, this, I don't know, had he ever been what do they call it, sandboarding? I doubt it, right? But, he had such terrific core strength because of all that clean eating. I'm sure he just took to it like a lizard to sand. But anyway, these are the photos from that time. And we are going to also get to hear, and Eric, this is especially for you. Oh, there's that 4Runner in white. Now, was this a rental car? Because she supposedly had a red 4Runner. That's the weird thing. And he even went to pick up touch-up paint at the Toyota dealership on August 8th, the same day as this sonogram, and brought it to her because he was her little, he did her bidding. But he picked that up, and I don't know if he picked up wiper blades too for her 4Runner. So who had the red 4Runner? What's going on? Where's this white one? Did they rent it? Did she borrow this from a friend? Is it kind of like a Crystal Kenny thing? I'll just borrow your car. I don't know. It was very, very strange. Why suddenly this white 4Runner is on the scene when she supposedly has a red one? But what can you say about that? So Eric, yeah, we are going to hear the creepy giggles coming up very, very shortly here. And those are 2 phone messages she had. And the investigator actually wrote, we're not just, saying this, the investigator that was going over this stuff wrote there are creepy giggles, actually called them creepy giggles. So we are calling them as they are listed in the Discovery as creepy giggles, and they're coming up right about, in just a few minutes. There's their tent. And remember, this was the last big trip before the North Carolina trip where Chris would be going away after living the entire month of July at her residence. Okay, this is the sand dune. And Chris is taking this, obviously.
You're so damn sexy.
Thank you so much for coming out here with me, Christopher. I am having a wonderful time. You mean a lot to me, and I'm glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath.
Hi. It's me. I miss your face. I was just calling to say hi. Call me back. Bye. Hi. It's me. I guess just call me back when you have a chance. Bye.
So those are the creepy giggles. I had to just record them quickly because they were in a format that didn't want to go on this, and I wasn't going to convert it. But if you can't hear them that well, I can go ahead and do that or do it in another way. But I think you've got a taste of what the creepy giggles were. And then there were these other pictures. It looks like she just sent him various pictures of her throughout the years, even when she was much younger and her body was different. These are those pictures that were taken from her apartment. I know people kept thinking this was Cece's bathroom. That is not true. That's another myth that we've debunked. This is not in Shanann and Chris's house at all. This is her apartment. It is not even a hotel as many thought, because you can see just from the stuff on the sink, it does not appear to be a hotel unless she, brought those candles and stuff, which I guess she possibly could have, but I think those are in her apartment. But definitely not in Cece's bathroom. And there she's, it looks like she sent him just various pictures. This is from a trip that she took. I think it was like some type of a yoga retreat. And so she sent along those photos, and her hair doesn't, looks like it needs to be washed there. But yeah, that looks really weird. So she sent along these, and that's one that was released with the media early on in the case. And that is her dog. And that's the one that you saw when she was much younger too, I believe, as well. Boxer mix there. Oh, that one, yeah. I believe it's that dog. Oh, but you can tell she's much younger. These were cards he sent. And remember, he had to look up lyrics and how you feel. And this is the evidence form. You can stop on these if you want to look at anything in more detail. But I'm just going to finish out with the cards, and then at least this will be there if you want to look at it. Of course, my phone's ringing now, so I better go get that. But everybody have a great day, and I hope that helped you.